All fucking righty, bitches. Nah. So first thing I did was just kind of like a scrambled how to fucking wheelie a bike video, because how to, whatever. So video 2, electric boogaloo. A lot of things, like I feel like the thing that people do for that want to, oh my god, I can't speak, hold on. This shit is crooked as fuck. Whatever. So the thing that people want to do as like the kind of the first trick after just like doing a wheelie is like dipping back, like slowing it down, and then one-handers, which I feel like you kind of have to be able to slow the bike down with the brake to comfortably, like, and to safely do one-handers in my opinion. Like, I did a couple, like, I did little one-handers on the WR, but I wasn't very good at them, and I wasn't able to, like, hold my hand off, and it was very sketchy. So, I would say, we're going to, like, really quickly go over dipping it back, and then we're going to quickly, from then, I'll show you what I do personally, and it differs from everybody. Like, you kind of have to find your own comfort zone. I'm a fucking big guy, I'm like 6'4", 250, so for me, it's gonna be different from you. You know what I'm saying? Like your dimensions, your whether you're really comfortable, whether you're not comfortable at all. If you're not comfortable at all, you probably shouldn't fucking. You should just repeat, do wheelies until you're comfortable. But dipping back is you're chilling like under balance point or near balance point or even at balance point. You know, just giving it like a teeny tiny throttle adjustments, and you're just cruising. Example. Here I can just get throttle, doesn't really go far. I'm just chilling. And when I dip back, I'm off the brake, I'm giving it gas to get it higher up the RPM, and I'm letting it drop. I'm like, hold on. And you're going, oh my god, I am a big suck. No, hold on, the road was like curvy, and I'm a little bitch that makes excuses, so. Essentially, all you're doing is just giving gas to keep it higher up in the RPM, because you don't want it to stall. Like, if you dip back and you're like this RPM right here, you're going to stall and mousetrap and fall over the front like I did. You're giving it more throttle, give it like at least 6, and give it more throttle to the point where you're like past balance point, and then give it rear brake like as late as you want. Honestly, I mean you can damn near wait until it hits that 12 bar to give a brake and you'll be fine. But initially it's gonna scare you probably, and you're gonna do it too early. You're gonna mousetrap, so just give it. You don't have to give it much. Like now, I'm on the brake. Now. You know what I'm saying? And when I'm giving them, it's like firm. It's not like I'm sure about it. Like I'm giving it brake, but I'm not stomping on it. The later you give it brake, the further back you're gonna go, and the higher in the RPM you need to be, unless you're fucking with the clutch lever here, and that's like a whole thing. You can kind of hear right there, it was like a little bit too low in the RPM, and it wanted to stall right at the end. And it fucking sucks if it stalls mid-wheel, or like when you're dipping back and it stalls. It's how the back wheel locks up. You fucking face plant to the ground. Wear your helmet, boys. But I mean, once you get it, it kind of, for me at least, it clicked, and it was like a day of doing that, and I was very, very, very comfortable with it. Like, you just got fucking an hour or two of just nothing but like back, fucking brake, and you don't want to be riding it. You want to like be off the brake completely, on the throttle, off the throttle, brake. You don't ever want to be giving it throttle and brake at the same time. You're just gonna fucking cook your lines, cook your rotors with fluid. It's bad news. So once you're like comfortable enough to do that, keep it up, like specifically to bring it up, slow it down, like giving it more gas and brake, and then bring it back down, and then keep it going, you know what I'm saying? Like, give her one of these, and then more, you know what I'm saying, patch it with the throttle, back, and then more throttle. Then you can think about taking one hand off, and just, you know, cruise around. So what helped me is that the thing I mentioned I think I mentioned in the first video is shift locking. So for me, I lock my foot like here's first, here second, and I just keep my foot there. So I'm like, you know, I'm locking my foot in. If you have pegs that don't move, like this peg moves, obviously, you can just lock it under the peg or under the bike. You can find your own way to lock it. But I'm just like fucking stupid and lock it on the shifter. So the first thing you're going to do, I would do it in second once you're comfortable. Because first you're just like choppier, you know what I'm saying? Let me get past the big bump in the road here. Let me get past it. I hit it. Okay, so the first thing I would do is just like take pressure off your hand. So like, kind of like loosen your fingertips like this, and just get to the point where you can like comfortably remove it fully, and then keep it like near it. Like maybe readjust your grip. You know what I'm saying? Just move your hand around and get comfortable with the bike. Like it's hard to explain. Like get comfortable with you not having both hands on the bars, and it'll take you like, you know, an hour or two probably, just getting used to the feeling. Maybe not that long. Maybe it's like 10-20 minutes. Some people lock their bars like all the way over like this because they don't move, but I've always just kept them straight. It's just personal preference. So then like I got a belt here. So what I'll do sometimes, like when I was learning, is I would just ring the bell, because you don't have to keep your hand completely off of it, you know what I'm saying? You can kind of just move your hand over, but still have your, like it's a mental thing. It's not like whether your body can or can't, it's all mental. So if you, like I can put my hand under here, and like, whoop, I can tap this shit, you know, like you can do anything. But just get, like once you get comfortable with like kind of like removing your hand just slightly, just like put it somewhere else, like grab this, put it under, like just move your hand around to where you can get comfortable with that hand doing something else other than like grabbing the bars and moving it around. Like I don't know, like, grab your like bearing stay, or this is bearings, but you know, grab under the bars, slower down. And so what helped me was like I would take my hand off when I was chasing, right? Like when I first started, especially, which wasn't all that far. I've only been riding this thing for a couple months. I would bring it down and take my hand off, and then put it back when I would hit the brake or like get close to balance point, which I still do if I'm like dropping it back hard. But chase it out and then put your hand back. You chase it out, put your hand back and then fly brake. And that kind of made me comfortable with the whole idea of like taking the hand off, and then eventually you'll be comfortable enough dropping it back to the point where you can kind of like do everything you want to do with one hand. Because your other hand, as long as you're locked your foot or squeezing the tank with your legs, or you're locked in some other way than your throttle, or even if you're just leaning forward on the bike, you really don't need this hand here at all. Like it's not supporting you very much. That feels weird. I've never actually done that, or put my hand under side. I want to like fucking move it the wrong way. But again, with like the smooth throttle thing, like that'll help a ton. If you're jerky on the throttle, don't even try, because you're gonna it's gonna be awkward as fuck. You want to be able to give it like very minute throttle movements. And one thing about, like, for me personally, is I'll like without my hands on the bars, I feel like sometimes I'll be like pulling the bike left a little bit with my arm, just how it naturally sits when I'm doing wheelies. So when I take my hand off, So you might have to like get used to like moving your body around and moving your arm around for balance. I don't know. I'm not good. I'm just like sharing my experience, what little I have. Hopefully it helps somebody. But the biggest thing you can do is just fucking practice. Like, to improve consistency, just practice. Like, it took me a lot of shit wheelies to be able to do some alright ones, you know? And I would say, like, once you get an idle adjuster, then you can start working on taking the throttle hand off. I mean, you can do it now with like stock, but it's way easier with the idle adjuster, because you can like, no, you don't have to be like fucking coasting to take it off. You can just kind of catch idle. Especially on these bikes, for mine at least, it's really low idle. Like, it idles super low. Yeah? I don't know, it feels low. That's kind of my next goal. Take throttle hand off, learn circles. It's great. It's kind of the next 3 things on my list, and eventually get to like hand drag. And then, you know, get a handbrake and start working on handbrake tricks. That's kind of my goals. But when you go to the lot, just go with a goal. Say, I want to learn this thing today. And then once you, like, if you actually apply yourself, come on, you bitch. A deer there somewhere. If you actually apply yourself, and like really try, you'll get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm generally a quick learner, but it's taken me a while to learn some of the easy shit. You gotta fucking practice and be okay with dropping your bike. Be okay with getting a little fucked up, and just kind of accept that that's part of it, and just extend it, honestly. But hopefully that helped somebody somewhere, or gave somebody entertainment for how shit I am. And that's it.